there, Carrie here. Welcome to today's movement challenge. We're going to do a little more focus on the hips, but always adding in, the full body as well. But you may want a pillow to get started. Actually, yes, grab a pillow because our first move we're going to use, you don't have to, but I just want to open up our chest a bit. So we're going to lay on our pillow for a supported fish. So we're going to put that under our mid back and we're going to open up our arms just to give a nice gentle little chest opener here as we get settled into our mat. So just allow yourself to sink into your mat, feel supported, close your eyes, and let's start to do some breathing here. Just lengthen your inhales and exhales, bringing yourself here into the present moment on your mat. Allowing this time to be for you, for your mind, your body, your spirit. And just tune in with how you're feeling today. If there's something your body needs, or whether there's something emotional maybe that you need, and just do a little check-in. Allow your breath to lengthen more as you settle in to your mat. Okay, so open your eyes and let's just come to the side so that we can push that pillow out away. And bring your knees up, just hug your knees and either tuck in behind you or whether you prefer them on top. Just see and just give yourself a little low back massage, just gently going side to side. Now keep your right knee in, extend your left knee out, and then let's twist to the left, allowing your shoulder blades to try to stay on your mat, and just open yourself up here. A nice twist. Feel a nice twist on your right side here. And with your exhale, come back to center, and let's bring in the left knee, straighten out the right. Hug that in and then cross it over to the right side, trying to keep both shoulder blades on the ground. Looking over to the left if that looks okay to your neck. Not that you have to, you can look straight up if you don't like how that feels. So up to you. Just give a nice side body stretch here and breathe directly into your side body. Good. And come back into center and feet on the mat together, and then open up your knees outward. So we've got a butterfly pose. So the soles of my feet are touching, and then we're going to bring in the knees together and then bring them out, doing a somatic flower. Knees in together and then out. Just getting some love to our pelvis and hip area. Nice. Now keep the knees together and bring your knees up about a 90-degree angle. And let's do that again. Keep the feet touching together and open up the knees and close. Again, just doing another version of that somatic flower. Opening up and closing to whatever your degree is, wherever, just as long as it feels good, it doesn't have to be far. Now keep the knees together, and this time we're going to do something that's going to feel funky. We're going to open the feet away from each other and close. They may not go far, depending on what your, what your hips are allowing. This is just because it's rotating it in a different way than we're used to. Nice. So don't feel like you have to push it. Just go to your edge. Let's do one more together. Great. And bring that down. Now let's do some bridge pose. So feet are flat on the ground and then hands to your side. Start to lift your pelvis off the floor ever so slowly, and then slowly your lower back. We're going vertebrae by vertebrae to raise up, and then vertebrae by vertebrae we're lowering down. Let's really connect with that spine. Let's do that again, inhaling as we come up and exhaling as we come down. Now let's get our arms involved in this a little bit. So let's, as we raise up, our arms go up towards the top of our mat. And as we exhale, we lower vertebrae by vertebrae and lowering our hands. Let's do that again. Coming up, trying to think of our, trying not to allow our shoulders to come up to our ears. And then lowering down. So we want some engagement in the shoulder blades to prevent the shoulders from creeping up. Good. Nice little rotations there. Let's keep our arms down and go up one more time. And let's stay up and just raise up just a touch a little higher, keeping your knees inward, not touching together, but not allowing them to flare out. Just trying to keep them nice and about around hip distance apart, roughly. Just get a little bit of that glute engagement as well. And then slowly lower down. Awesome. Great. So we're going to bring ourselves up to just fall over to one side into a fetal position and allow yourself to sit upright. Excellent. And we're coming into a seated pose, and just honor that for a moment, and then let's come into all fours. Just don't want you to move too fast and get lightheaded. All right, so we are now on all fours, and we're going to take our left foot and bring it in between our hands into a bit of a lunge. Now we are going to come upright. We want to try to get a 90-degree roughly in our front leg and a 90-degree roughly in our back knee. Oops, ooh, I'm falling over. Get yourself balanced. Use your core to help balance you. And then we're going to do a nice little arm stretch. So we're going to come forward and reach forward towards the front of your mat, and then come around. Let's do some nice arm circles. Reaching forward, stretch, 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 and around. And I'm kind of really stretching forward and up and back to really pushing, kind of stretching forward just to really nice stretch things out. Awesome. And bring that back to the center. Now let's take our hands outstretched as if we're pushing something away from us, and let's bring our arms towards the back, keeping that the palms out, and then turn the wrists, and then coming back through, and then palms out, and they stay out, come back, and then flex the wrist the other way and coming through. One more time. Pushing the palms away and then pulling them back forward. Awesome. And now let's bring our arms up and then just goalpost our arms out to the side, or goddess arms, and then chest up to the sky. Nice big inhale and exhale. One more big inhale here. And exhale that out, coming back into our all fours, and we'll do that on the other side. And so I should have mentioned, if you have bad knees, you may want to either double up the mat for that knee that's down on the ground, or put a soft blanket. So bring your right foot between your hands now, and coming up, having that nice 90-degree and roughly 90-degree on the back. We just want to keep our front knee over our ankle there. And let's do that stretch for the right arm. So stretching forward and coming around. And allow your gaze to kind of follow that hand. So again, it is testing your balance. So just try to keep that core engagement to help keep you centered as best you can. You may wobble a bit, and that's good. That means you're working. Awesome. Okay, last time around. And let's do that funky move for our wrists again. So pushing away and bringing them through to the back. Wrists go opposite and bringing them through. Push palms away all the way through and then other direction. Good. Just a nice little wrist stretch as well while we're here. Excellent. And let's bring our arms all the way up and those beautiful goddess arms or goalpost and chest up towards the sky. Nice big inhales and exhales. And on your next exhale, come back and, into all fours. Awesome. So we're going to bring that right foot to the outside. So right foot to outside of right hand. So both hands are in between. Sinking down a little bit more into a lunge. Let's tuck that back toe. Okay, so just get grounded here. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. Nice straight line there. If your wrist hurts, just kind of put a little bit of pressure into your fingertips. Kind of suction cup it a little bit more. That's exaggerated, but that's the kind of idea. Just takes a bit of pressure off the hips. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lift that left knee off the ground without moving our pelvis. So give that a try. Give it a lift. It's not going to come far because we don't want to move the pelvis. And just hold that a bit and then release. Let's do that again and just really think about engaging that lower body, your glutes. And okay, so left glute, and just lift that left knee off the floor ever so slightly. Squeeze, 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 and then lower. Let's do that one more time. Lift, squeeze, 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 and lower down. Awesome. Now I want you to think about your right knee pushing in towards your right shoulder, and your right shoulder is pushing against your right knee. And we're going to kind of push, 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 and then release. And then again, push the right knee into the right shoulder, pushing against each other, and then release. One more time. Pushing against each other and release. That should feel good. Untuck your toe and just allow your hip flexor, your left hip flexor to just kind of sink towards the mat, and just enjoy that nice little stretch there. Great. Let's come back into all fours. Maybe you want to circle out your wrist there just for a moment. Let's do that on the other side. So bringing the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And let's tuck that back toe. So again, we're going to lift that right knee off the ground without moving the pelvis. Glutes engaged, really squeeze, and then release the right knee down. Lift that right knee, squeeze the glutes, really engage that right glute, and lower down. One more time. Up, lifting that right knee, squeeze, 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 and lower down. Nice. I am untucking my toe here, and let's squeeze that left knee into that left shoulder, working against each other. Push, 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 and release. Push the left knee and the left shoulder into each other. Yeah, baby. And release. One more time. Work it. Yeah. And release. And then let that right hip flexor just sink towards the mat and enjoy a nice stretch. Really waking things up in the hips there in different ways, and it should hopefully feel really good. Awesome. Let's bring that back into all fours, and let's sink into a child's pose. So whether you want wide-legged, short-legged, or you might want a pillow in between as well, or a pillow at your chest, find your version of child's pose. Hands stretch out, forehead to the floor. And let's just end here with some nice big breaths. Think about breathing into your low back. Think about your tailbone kind of going towards the end of your mat there. Lengthening out that tailbone. Breathe, sending breath right deep into your low back. Letting your underarms sink in towards the mat. Just surrendering it all here. Not feeling that you have to hold or be a certain way. Or just enjoying the feel of stretching your body. Awesome. And push yourself back up here. Finding your ending pose. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhale, coming through heart center one more time. Inhale up, hands in prayer to heart. Thank you for joining me. I hope you feel great. Namaste.